and welcome to a GI Joburg special report.
Whoa.
An after-action report, perhaps. My name is Steve. This is
Paul.
And you are.
I'm Rob, as always.
And what is peculiar about this podcast? Well, if you are watching the video presentation, you can see that we're all in the same place together.
Oh,
Hey.
How is that even possible?
yeah, not generated backgrounds.
No AI use here.
Yeah.
Yes, it's been my birthday recently, and
Oh, happy
these
birthday.
boys conspired to surprise me by getting Paul all the way down from Joburg to jump on me in Cape Town.
Jump the shark.
So it's been a week of festivities, and we're closing it out with an awesome bonus episode. What is the purpose of this bonus episode? Well, we got some special guests. They are Gary, who you should know from the Chaplain's Assistance Motorpod,
Yes.
who is now affiliated. Hello, Gary. Welcome. With the After Action Report, which is the brainchild of Josh Eggerbean. Greetings, Josh.
Yo, Joe.
Yo, freaking Joe, dude.
Berg.
These gents are collaborating on, what is this, your third project, Josh? You've done 2 After Action reports and now a third book. has gone
No,
to
this is
Kickstarter.
the 9th one.
Ninth one.
In fact,
We have
Steve,
5 comic-related, 2 character guidebooks, and then this one. Technically, the volume 1 of the Marvel Era comic guide was 2 volumes. It was a first print and second print, so that makes this one 9. And this one
busy boy.
is a trivia and activity book. So you let the jokes go because we shortened it to TNA.
didn't think that one through, did you?
You guys are dirty-minded. Somebody said it's alley vipers and televipers.
Alley Vipers.
There we
Oh,
go.
why didn't I think of that?
Right, so
Yes,
this
we're-
is a
we're-
creepier
Me and
book.
Gary are working together. Oh, sorry.
No.
Me and Gary are working together to make this book happen, and it's a different book than our previous After Action Report books in terms of style, but it's still based on the GI Joe comics and giving all the fans of GI Joe comics some cool information in the form of trivia questions.
Outstanding, rewarding, geeky, nerdy guys like me everywhere.
Yeah.
Now, but Josh, take us to the beginning, bro. You said 9 publications. So,
Yeah.
I mean, if you are at ground zero and trying to navigate through all of this great content that you've been putting out, like, where did it all begin? What is your main focus? And now, how are you branching out?
Well, it really all starts in 1982 when GI Joe Real American Hero comes out. I'm 10 years old, and my the co-author of most of the books has been Roger Taft. He's the same age. We both fell in love with GI Joe, like everybody, right? I mean, everybody finds their way into it, but we are focused more on the comics and not so much the toys. My favorite argument to make is that GI Joe is a comic and character first, not a toy. But I lose that argument every time because they're like, "Well, the toy started in 1964," and I'm like, "Shit." But then you fast forward through most of my life, never really stopped collecting GI Joe comics, and then in 2001 when Josh Blaylock brought GI Joe comics back, I don't know. Did you guys have a renaissance in South Africa there at that time when because that was the 25th anniversary toys and all that stuff, so that all came back. Did you guys get those comics at that time too?
Well, it started with the comics, so the 25th anniversary came later, but this guy was my supplier, Rob.
Yeah.
we
I
were
started collecting.
we were in our second to last year of high school, and Rob was getting them monthly
Part of the press.
and feeding them to me. I was like, wow, fresh GI Joe stories.
stuff.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
And then
It was amazing because all of a sudden, like, comics were back in the shelves, and they have never stopped since then. So, minus COVID a little bit, but other than that, and then there was like a gap between Devil's Due and IDW for about 6 months. So that whole time, all I did was collect the comics, every version, and I was part of the original Yojo group in like the early 2000s, creating the yojo.com comic book section, the international section, and doing all those summaries and helping manage that. And then, of course, there's a long story with that, but then we all got kicked out of that. And then I ended up in 2020 with Roger Taft, who I'd known for a long time, calling me out of the blue. And this is literally like April 2020. So the whole world was shutting down. So everybody like needed something to do because they were sitting around doing nothing. And he called me and says, "Hey, you want to do a project that'll take a year?" And that was our volume 1 Marvel era comic guide. And then we've just been on a roll since then. So since 2020, we're on our 9th project, but we did the After Action Report of Volume 1 Marvel era, Volume 2 is the Devil's Due era, Volume 3 is the IDW Larry Hama era, and we included a lot of other continuities, but those 3. And then we did an entire book on just number 21 when the 40th anniversary of that book came out. So
Nice.
the joke with that one is 80 pages on a 22-page comic with no words.
Well, I wanted to actually ask you about that. The content of the books themselves. What are you focusing on? Just for these fans who aren't familiar, and for anyone else listening, because that's interesting. It's certainly an angle that I haven't seen anyone else take.
Yeah, they're a very unique concept of the book. So here's a guidebook. So this is volume 1, and it basically, I don't know how well it can be seen on the camera, but it's a guidebook for the comics side is for checking off all your different versions, and we have articles and interviews with the different creators, and like we cover the whole. We even covered the UK aspect of GI Joe and Transformers. This is in volume 1. So it's literally all the covers, and of course in the Marvel era it was just like newsprints and newsstand, direct market, second printing, Canadian price. There was even an Australian price one for a little while. So that's what the theme of the comic guidebooks are. So that, and again, they goes all the way from 1982 to 2022, covering many of the continuity. So that's the 3. That's 3 of the books, and if you count the number 21, and then we have another one. It's a GI Joe Transformers checklist book, which is just checklists, so they help you track all those 3. Because technically, the Transformers 1980s continuity is the GI Joe Real American Hero continuity, and then we have 2 other books that are based on the character guide. So this is called Command File Series. And literally on Monday, our volume 2. This is volume 1. I'm picturing volume 2 will arrive at the After Action Report headquarters. So that covers the entire GI Joe team. We have a 3rd volume coming probably in 2027 for Cobra. But so as we run a current Kickstarter. This one is arriving. This one we ran in the summer. But these are 180 pages, and these are just on the characters. So of course, the characters are designed from the file cards originally, and then they are in the comics and the cartoons and everything like that. So the character guidebooks don't have anything to do with the toys, nor do the comics very much. They're all kind of in their own world. So that's our 9 projects. If you include the current Kickstarter.
I'm curious to know where the cutoff is. What counts as a character of G.I. Joe? If it's been in a comic book issue, even if it's a named character, does that get an entry?
So for the character guidebooks, the main reason that they would be in the book is if they had a file card somewhere along the line. Sometimes even in just the comics, they had file cards. So those all characters got like a full page, and then we have several pages where we just kind of list, I guess you'd call them GI Joe adjacent characters, like some of the ninjas and some of the cartoon characters and things like that. So they all kind of get like a little line issue. I guess I can open the.
It seems familiar to me. This is something Marvel and DC have been doing for years and years and years, putting out character guides. Major characters get double page spreads. Minor characters get a little text box with a,
focus on
portrait.
G.I. Joe.
So that's so the author of these, the Command Files books is Greg Augustin. He's got a pretty big Instagram following. He's a G Unit 2 or _2472. So he's got a pretty big Instagram, and he had been doing these on his own for fun. And then I was like, well, let's turn those into a book. So about 3 years ago, we started. So here's like a double spread for Wild Bill.
Good.
You know, and the book I'm showing you right now is volume 2, which is arriving on Monday. And that was a Kickstarter. So yeah, so like you were saying, the Marvel and DC encyclopedias, this is 100% inspired this book. Of course, you know, the Order of Battle way back in the 80s also inspired the book. So these are like a, you know,
put your flamethrower troopers together. Sorry, I just have to break you up there. Charbroil and Ice Cream Soldier occupy a double page together. Does Blowtorch get his own spread?
Yeah, he's in the other book.
He's numero uno. Those guys are just the other guys, the B team.
Yes. So the way the book was is divided. Let's see if Blowtorches. There he is.
Oh no, he's sharing it with another flame trooper. I love this. Can anyone tell me who that flamethrower guy is? No points to you, Josh. You can actually read the font.
You're asking us as well.
I'm asking anyone.
Mirage.
Oh, he's close. Robert's
Whoa.
close. Who is the fourth and final flamethrower guy on the GI Joe team?
Charbroil. No, we already saw him.
We did Charbroil.
No.
I just said blast off.
You said blast off?
Yeah, he did actually.
Yeah, we get the points.
I got that.
Well, my running gag with Blastoff is he's got an astronaut's code name. He looks like a scuba diver, but he's a flame trooper.
Yeah.
Bonkers.
Yeah. Yeah.
But flashing
So
forward to 2025, and this current Kickstarter is exactly right up my alley because you say it is a trivia book. What?
Yep.
Awesome.
So
Inactivity.
to kind of follow the progression of After X Report. So the comic guidebooks were more about the physical comic and not so much the story inside. And of course, the characters are about the characters, you know what I mean? Which obviously comics, but it's also cartoons and different things like that in the file cards. So for After X Report, we realized that we wanted to find a way to focus on just the story between the pages. Now, I saw you guys are doing you're getting the Real American Heroes and doing an episode on whatever comic you receive, right? And of course, you know, I think I just saw you. I was just looking. Your newest one is 32, so you're getting them all out of order, and that's kind of cool. You know what I mean? But of course, like when you're a comic collector, you want to get all the issues in a row, and you want the whole story. You know what I mean? You don't want to read, especially if you can get them at that time. So that's what we thought we would do. Is we would like get a whole. We were gonna originally kind of do a book on the summaries, but then we realized that was boring, and they're all out there on websites and things like that. So the idea was to do a trivia book, which is 3 questions per issue from 1982 to the current Skybound, which will probably end at 325 with all the sub-series, including Devil's Due. So it's IDW, Skybound, Marvel, and all those. So I basically spent about 2 weeks cranking out about over 1,000 questions for the book. So the book is organized by publisher and then by the issue. So you go to the issue and it's like, you know, the number is 113, and that's issue number 113, not question number 113. And then there's 2 or 3. And so then I basically banged out all these questions because, you know, I spent my whole life, from age 10 till I'm 53 now. So that's pretty much my whole life in being lost in GI Joe comics and then making books and then work, you know, and collecting them. And, you know, you can see all the boxes behind me. This is my little. Yes. And they are all in those boxes, either Action Force or GI Joe or adjacent kind of stuff. So I don't really collect anything beyond on that.
I was gonna say, way to go for cashing in on like your useless knowledge. I mean, we all would love to find a way to monetize this thing that we got rolling on in our head. But I'm pretty sure if you worked out how much bloody work you've put into this project, your hourly rate is incredibly low.
Oh,
you're a very cheap workforce.
I gave up on even thinking about that, but I mean, we do sell the books at our website, afteractionreport.net, after we do Kickstarters. And like I was just at Assembly Required in Iowa. We had a table and booth there and did really well, and sold a bunch of books there. Even though it's a lot of people that already have a lot of them, but they don't have them all, so they're picking them up and getting the new ones and things like that. So we end up at Joe Fest and the Dallas DFW show, and then here in Southern California, in 2 weeks we have it's called the SoCal Joe Show. It's a pretty small show compared to the rest of them, but a lot of the SoCal Southern California people show up there. So I end up at a lot of the conventions, and so we are still selling them. Not everybody has them yet.
You are to the comic book collector what Carson's like little pocket book, with all the Joe figures, beautifully photographed, all their accessories would be. It's an essential thing to make sure you've got all versions.
It's complimentary. So he covers all the toys and you cover all the comics.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
Good.
Yep.
It's essential to any Joe collector, I think, in general, who kind of has a multimedia interest in GI Joe.
I want to know though, where does Gary V come into the picture? What's this gentleman doing here?
So I'm going to make one comment and then I'll let him talk. So he is one of those guys who's like, hey, I see this mistake in this book. Now, After Action Report is just a bunch of guys making books, right? So we don't have real publisher or real printers or real editors. We just kind of send it out to a bunch of different other Joe guys. And Gary was like, hey, here's an error here and here's an error there, because he's got all the books. so then at Joe Fest in 2025, he was like, hey, man, next book you got, send it to me to edit. He did not know what he was doing when I called him.
I don't think those were my exact words. But I like to say that I badgered Josh online. Like he'd make a comment on Facebook and I'd be like, well, actually, sir, excuse me. But Orlovsky the Dwarf's first appearance is in a cameo role in issue number 16.
Oh my goodness. Well,
something
I
like
feel like
that.
we're kindred spirits there, Gary, because I'm constantly correcting these two guys. But better that than like the comment section take us to task. And you say that you were kind of being a bit of a fact checker and a bit of a, I don't know,
a little bit of a smart ass. That's
a bit of a smart ass. My take on it is you jumped on a hand grenade there because now it's your ass. Now if something is wrong,
Josh is going to send them comments.
That was one of the reasons why Josh brought me on. He created all these questions, and then he went and then he did all these like quote unquote fact checking. And he told me how he was doing. He was doing it online, but everybody was pulling from his summaries and stuff from Yo Joe.
Yeah.
So it's like, from a quality control perspective, you can't check yourself. So he reached out. Was like, hey, you did mention that, if I ever needed help to reach out, and it's like, I need help. And I said, yeah, sure. Well, let's try this. And so now I'm going through all 1,000 something questions and making sure that the first part is he's got the right answers. And that's actually the easy part. The hard part with Josh is his grammar. So I want to make sure. So you got to just make sure that the question's worded correctly to get the answer. It's kind of like reverse Jeopardy.
To be sure that someone gives you the correct answer, they have to you have to lead them in that direction without giving them the answer.
Right. And like
you can't have an ambiguous question. I mean, there is an art to question writing. You're absolutely right, Gary.
So it's because some of them, like Josh has the answer that he wants you to give, but I have to make sure the question is worded correctly. Others is just double check the fact. And there's some that Josh and I have talked about. Especially the Devil's Due era. I don't have all the comics anymore for that run. So I've been recollecting. So we've been discussing about ways how we're going to fix that. But for the most part, like all the Marvel run, all the IDW and Skybound, A Real American Hero, that's easy for me. to do. I have all of that. It's just now that we're getting into the
Well,
offshoot.
sorry.
Well, it's easy because I
That's
have
easy.
it.
I don't even need to look it up. I'll just
No, I do look it up.
from the noodle.
The best thing was the Skybound did everything in a PDF. So I have all of that. So it's just like I can do it in a dual screen mode. But for the IDW, I pull them out of my long box and I have to, and I leaf through them. Like Josh said, the structure is like about 3 questions an issue. Minimum of 3 questions an issue. Some stories like issue 21, there's going to be more questions about it because it's a more pivotal book. So we're just, we're trying to do this. This is a way about getting people interested in the story of the comics without, like Josh said, without boring them with like the summary of the story of the comics.
Yeah, and it would hopefully encourage people to want to go and maybe buy the issues or read them for themselves if they haven't read them yet.
And trivia helps you take ownership as well of the knowledge.
How so?
Because when you have trivia books and you're answering questions and you get them wrong, and then you see, oh, okay, this is actually what it is. You go, oh, okay, I remember that. Or now I know it. It'll be very helpful for certain podcasters.
Hey,
Be very helpful for that GI Joe final exam that will never come. But I think it's time to have a little bit of fun. This is a trivia book after all, and this is an opportunity for us and the listeners at home to play a little trivia game.
Let me just point out that the trivia and activity book is a current Kickstarter running right now, and you can be a backer of it. And of course, then you get all the stretch goals and all those things. And of course, it doesn't matter where you are in the world, you can be a backer. But it's just Google
below.
Yeah. Or you can quickly do trivia or GI Joe on Kickstarter, and it'll come right up.
Yeah, man.
All right, questions.
But I will most certainly include a link just below us. So whether you're watching on YouTube, check the description to this video. If you're listening on a podcatcher, scroll down. It's a thing you can do. There'll be a link there. Right, Josh, we're ready. Are you ready?
Right. Yeah. So you guys got to answer, especially since you're all together, right? I'm not going to give any hints, and Gary's going to ask the questions.
All right, okay.
But you can phone a friend if you want, or you can ask me if you can't get it.
And Gary's, you're welcome to individuate if you want to throw something like softball at me, for instance, because I need some help.
What? You need help? We need help.
Give these guys the tough questions. But like I say, anyone listening to this, please play along. This is fun. This is great. This is, as I say, reward for our nerdy, insidery knowledge. If you've got this stuff rattling around upstairs, there's nothing better to affirm yourself by like getting a few questions right. Yes, I know some shit.
And every one of these questions is in the book.
Right now.
Right now. Right. Yeah, exactly.
So, okay. Well, we're going to start off with the Marvel run, the original Marvel run of issue number 10. I'll do a nice question for all 3 of you at once. Let's start off with, what major machine makes its first appearance?
Issue 10. Ooh.
I've got it, but I want to hear what these guys have to say.
Of course, Steven
In
knows.
issue 10, isn't it the brainwave scanner? Doesn't it come as early as that?
The brainwave
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, I was going to say that too.
I was going to say a Red Baron video game that actually fires lasers, but
No, don't lie.
Okay,
Pizza Hut that has canisters of toxins. No toxins.
No, that's from the cartoons.
That's issue 10. Anyway, carry on, Gary.
Okay, let's go a little further on with the Marvel run. We're going to go to one of my favorite issues. What is the name of the gulag and town where Stalker, Snowjob, and Quick Kick are imprisoned?
What is the name of that place?
I don't think I've ever said the word out loud.
I have no idea. I need to reread that issue.
Yeah, actually, I love the issue as well. I just don't know the name of it.
Oh, what do I do?
It's fine. There we go.
Sorry, I just plugged in my laptop. It did some funny things. Okay, the name of the gulag. No, I'm gonna probably Throw myself
You're
out
more
there.
than welcome to butcher it, Stephen.
No,
Just
no,
say
no.
it.
I don't even think this is the right thing. But the word that came to me as the question came out of Gary's mouth was Finsk.
Yes.
Wow.
EVINSK. Wow, that's very good.
Hell yeah! See, this is the kind of like hard questions we had really easy ones, but then like this is an insanely hard question that points out like story points. It's a huge story point. The fact that you know that name is awesome. Like that's great.
I'm afraid it's all going to fall apart if we go into Devil's Due. I don't think I've read all that stuff, man. That's a blind spot.
I have one Devil's Due question lined up, but before we get there, we're going to do one more from what issue is this? From issue number 88. This is another geography question. Name the 2 fictional countries that border each other. So this would be so to give a hint, this would be in like the European area.
I feel like one of them has to be Darklonia.
Ding ding. And what's his neighbor?
I want to say Friesland, but isn't it Volkerkuchen?
Wow.
That's another word you're not likely to ever say out loud.
And he
Don't ever
pronounced
read this shit,
correctly.
man.
Pronounced correctly. Very good. Way to go, Paul and Rob. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
And I love pointing this out because I don't know if it necessarily is common knowledge, but thanks to the South African education, which had us learn a sort of offshoot of Dutch, which is Afrikaans, we know that Volkerkuckuckland means cloud cuckoo land. Because Volker, cloud, and then Kuckuckland, you know, join the dots there. Stick that in the book, man. Like give you a free.
So I was gonna say Larry Hama must have been thumbing through some piece of paper book back then because there was no internet to figure that one out.
and that is in an editor's note in one of the books. That is that they did like a little asterisk and like Ed, you know, and they do spell it out as Cloud Cuckoo Land.
Oh
wow!
Okay. And then in the 140s, they start calling it W Land. I think the letterer just was tired of
the letterer just didn't want to write that out.
W
Land.
Land.
All right.
Wow.
This is the last question I'm going to do for the Marvel series. This is issue one. This is issue 154. A Taste of Adventure. What is Roadblock known for doing?
In that issue specifically.
Wait, are you referring to cooking?
Yes.
Ding, ding, ding.
No,
I threw a softball in there. See?
Oh, thank you.
You've overthought it.
We appreciate
big time.
it.
I'm
We
like,
appreciate the softball.
is he firing a missile launcher?
He's good at firing missiles.
Mid free fall in that issue, something like
Yeah.
that. That sounds pretty dangerous.
Yeah, I'm looking at
He's
the
not
questions.
known for firing rockets. He's known for firing up cooking stoves.
Nice.
So, okay, we'll move on to special missions for Marvel. Issue 24. What is the name of the New York baseball team?
Ooh. I'm not good with
Interesting
sports.
trivia. This is also penned by Herb Trimpe.
I mean, is it the Mets?
Close.
No, the
Mets is a real team.
New York.
It's a play on the team. It's a fictional team. I think we should add the word fictional on there.
Yes, actually, that's a good idea.
The Spankies.
Is that the issue with where it's
Ladies' Day?
The Ladies' Day.
Ladies' Day.
Yeah.
Yep.
New York Spankies. I don't know.
The Rockets. I don't know. I feel like it was didn't have stars on their cheerleader outfits or something.
The Nets.
The Nets? No.
I'm just shooting.
The Slits.
Oh.
Yeah, it is in a TNA book.
Oh, right.
No,
Telly
not
Vipers.
Targets and Telly Vipers.
All right, I'll
All
give you. You guys were really close with Mets. Think of a play on the word of Mets.
Tits.
No.
Okay, to get us back on track, it is the Mites. It is the Mites.
Mites.
Oh,
That's actually
crazy.
You know, it's one of those instances where, having read the issue, you see mites, but your brain says Mets.
Yeah.
Hey, That's
think
that's
so.
how these things work,
He's
man.
gonna stick with
Yeah.
that. So
Yeah.
the story.
All right, whip me
Okay.
again, man.
All right. All right. We're gonna move on to Devil's Due. Devil's Due. This is from issue number 1. The newest ninja on the team is Kamakura. Who is he?
Sorry, Gary. One more time. We were putting out some fires with the kids banging on my door.
No problem.
Something about Kamakura?
Yes. So the new ninja on the team is Kamakura. Who is he?
Okay, I'll hold off,
His
gentlemen.
full
Take the
name.
first crack on that.
Oh, I should know this. Isn't I feel like his name is Sean, but I'm trying to like who
Sean.
that's his name, but who is he
Sean.
actually?
He's the son of wasn't he? He was the son of the other guy on the LARP team in Vietnam with
Come on,
Snake
come on.
Eyes. Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow.
Thumbs up. Thumbs up.
on,
You're
come
moving
on,
through the
come on.
jungle really slowly.
so
What are you doing?
okay,
No,
yeah. So you got
Sean.
half the answer. It is
Okay.
Sean.
You're upright.
Stalking. Yeah, it's Stalker.
Sean.
And you know his father.
Oh,
If you're moving
What's
through
his
like
father's
a
last name?
so Swamp, you're Wade. Sean, what? Wade?
Wade Collins.
Wade Collins.
Yeah.
Wade
no?
Collins is
Sean Collins.
no, not adopted
Sean
son.
Collins.
Yeah, his son's
Oh, yeah,
No,
his
Sean
father's
is
what?
adopted.
Okay,
Sean
I
Oh,
is
didn't
yes,
see
it
that.
is
because
adopted,
Sean
yeah.
is the was originally Fred the first son, but when
Well,
Fred the
you-
first dies in the cabin, then Fred the
Okay.
second, Wade Collins just steps in.
You guys just
yeah.
did an episode on the appearance of that number 32
Oh man,
with
it happened,
Fred
so,
One
it happened so
dying.
early. I wonder if Larry knew that this was Wade, or if this was just a Crimson Guardsman at this point. I feel like that was a slow evolution because that same Crimson Guardsman is the one that assaults Snake Eyes and Scarlet on the ferry
Right.
and gets
Yep.
cold. And like it feels like he didn't have all
No, it's
these
on
cards.
purpose, Stephen. It's on purpose.
Yeah,
He played the long game.
even back then he knew
Yeah,
that was Wade
yeah,
Collins
yeah,
who was
yeah.
in the Lerp squad. Okay.
Yeah, 100%.
All right. Gary,
mean-
hit us
Okay.
again, baby. This is cool.
All right. We're gonna jump to Skybound real quick. In Skybound, issue number 314, who is Al Cobra?
Ooh. Oh, yeah, that was the one-shot issue. He was a character. He's also afraid, isn't he?
Yes, very good.
Yes.
Very good. That's correct.
Yes.
But
Crimson
back
Guard
then-
Red.
So I just realized that some of these questions I use all of a sudden just narrowly focus on a certain area. But
well, it's a
Wow.
theme that maybe someone would pick up as they kind of reading through the book.
so there's a whole
Full
bunch
disclosure,
of
I'd forgotten who El Cobra was.
Oh,
I had a head full of other people's guesses around
And-
about the same time. Like, is this Firefly? So I was gonna go Firefly, but
yeah,
yeah,
it was
dude,
afraid, yeah.
bravo. A disgruntled CG. There you go.
It-
Mm-hmm.
The El Cobra becomes the new character. Sherlock's like nemesis. They're like they're fighting each other over multiple series of issues.
Nice.
Yes, and that was kind of like the culmination of the story.
yeah,
'Cause he
so
captured
far
him by the end.
because that was the first reveal of who he really was.
Right.
Because it was
Uh,
like towards the end of the IDW run, it was just like he was just this new bad guy, and we didn't know who he was.
Okay. It's nice that they kind of tied it back.
So, so the other thing too with all the questions is a lot of them are centered around the story, but there is a section that Josh and I are working on that is around the creators.
Mm.
So there is so I have a creator related question. So this would be centered around issue number 9 of the Marvel run. And this is who is the second non-Hama writer.
Ooh.
So
It's not Herc. I mean, Herc Trimpe did write an issue.
yes,
Didn't he?
his first issue was 6, I believe.
Yes. Okay. I'm not sure then who. would
Though
be
he
the
did do
second.
the plot for 4, Operation Wingfield.
Yeah, but that doesn't.
That's
count.
correct.
Larry did the scripts. Yeah, okay. I've got the answer. Do you want to take a
No,
crack?
you go for it.
You
I
go
have
for
no
it.
idea.
Stephen Grant?
Absolutely. Ding ding. Good job,
Ding.
I
Steve.
just remember that. I know it's Stephen Grant.
Wasn't he the creative Punisher? I don't know comic knowledge outside of
Oh.
GI Joe.
I got a
don't
book
know.
right here.
Sell it, baby, sell it.
Oh, actually, that's number 9. There's number 10.
Number 9, Scarlet Saves the
So-
Day.
You know, this kind of example of the what the comic guides that After Action Report has made. It's a lot more information like that, which is why we don't have questions like you just got like in these books, but we have that kind of information. Stephen Grant,
Awesome.
That's awesome.
good job. You guys are doing great. I think you only
Yeah.
missed one.
Yeah, I think you want one more, Steve?
Yeah, buddy. This is great. And this is a lovely taster. Anyone listening to this, I hope you're fired up. I hope
So-
you're keen to hit that
Test your
Kickstarter.
knowledge.
There's a drinking
Especially
game.
because you guys are all right together, so you can, you don't have to worry about it. You know what I mean? You can talk amongst each other right together. So it's
Yeah,
good
we can,
timing for this kind of episode.
Well, it's
Thank
a
you.
rare and wonderful thing, Josh. Unfortunately, it's not the status quo. No.
Well, all right. So the final question. This is from IDW, A Real American Hero, issue number 215. Who becomes a mute with a disfigured face?
Getting back to that, yeah, everything's kind of centering around a similar group
Yeah.
of characters.
I was just like pulling random questions for this, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is a good
And
question. I didn't
you're like,
realize
wait
what I
a
was
minute.
doing.
I'm just gonna guess Sean Collins, I guess, because doesn't he also he essentially goes down the same route of that Snake Eyes
Absolutely.
went
Good job, Rob.
down.
In the
Yeah.
same damn issue. This is one of my greatest, like, what the hell kind of moments in the GI Joe run is that Larry will kill Snake Eyes but replace him in the same issue. It's astounding, but yeah,
Well,
It's like 3
it's like
pages.
poetry, it rhymes.
give it a few issues at least.
No,
Thanks, George Lucas.
But that is wonderful, guys. Honestly, I've had a gas, and I think I'm gonna have to get myself a copy of this book.
So
Yeah.
the Kickstarter, it's live now. Is that right?
Correct. And we do ship worldwide, so there's no issues with that in terms of if you're not in America.
When does the Kickstarter funding date close?
The
To anyone
December
listening to you?
10th.
December 10th. Gotcha.
Very
Yes.
good.
Okay. You have
We've
2 weeks.
already reached our first stretch goal. We're very close to the second stretch goal, which is a bookmark that has Jamie Sullivan artwork on it. It's 2 connecting bookmarks because you need 2 bookmarks when you have a Q and an A in books.
Yeah.
So we're very close to the second stretch goal, and the third stretch goal is actually going to be a pen because we didn't talk about this, but it's going to be an after action report on the pen because also the A part of the T and A is activity. So we're gonna have word finds and maybe a connect the dots or a word scrambles in there that are all thematic to GI Joe, Real American Hero.
Amazing.
So
Thank you. But
so
thank you
so
for
here's
giving us
the thing.
the
Here,
opportunity to start us off.
On my
Tell
way.
here's
people
the
about
here's the thing that people are already complaining about. They're like, well, I don't want to write in the book. I want to keep it like near mint. And I'm like, well, then buy 2.
Buy 2 copies.
That is a pledge level.
What's that?
Oh, goodness, it's all happening now. Got the bloody car horn going. But
Yeah.
You're
Josh,
excited too for
Mike,
the
back at you,
Kickstarter.
man. We've
Exactly.
got Gary's sort of GI Joe identikit on GI Joburg record, and perhaps Gary, being the sleuth for the numbers that he is, he'd be able to remember what episode he first appeared on. But we'd like to know from you, just on the way out, who is your favorite GI Joe character, your favorite Cobra character? And I know this is sort of more of a toy-centric kind of question, but do you have a favorite vehicle?
Well, everybody's always like Snake Eyes, and I'm like, but Snake Eyes is the tragic hero of GI Joe, and if Snake Eyes didn't become the character that he did in 21, GI Joe toys and everything else probably would have failed. But because in 21 he turned Snake Eyes into this cool ass ninja that has a badass villain frenemy, Storm Shadow. So I like to say that Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow are my favorites, but it's cliche and all that stuff, but honestly, those 2 guys and their character and their story arcs and the fact that there's probably 50 figures for each one or maybe more, 100 maybe, I don't know how many. You know what I mean? And they just keep reissuing those in all kinds of different ways. You know what I mean? Shows that like that's what the fans, as much as they say they don't like it, they actually do. And that I feel like is why those two are my favorite. And in terms of the vehicle, I actually did have the US flag as a kid. I got it as a Christmas gift. Thank you, Mom and Dad. And I had it for 4 or 5 years, and then sold it in a garage sale. So flag has to be my favorite vehicle. But a vehicle that actually moves.
You're a comics guy. Awesome.
Did they have the flag available out over there in South Africa?
Hell no, dude. No way.
No.
Never.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's probably too big to ship.
Later.
Yeah.
Though what I paid in 2010, you laugh now. I mean, like it's probably more than 5 times what I paid to try and get one down. But yeah, look, the global climate right now sucks, and it seems like it's getting worse.
And you guys certainly, I remember the first time I found your guys' videos was when you floated the flag out there, in your was it play motions, is that what you call them? You know what I mean? Yeah. I remember seeing that and I was like, holy shit, somebody floated the flag. And now there's like all kinds of people that have done it. But I know you guys are like the first, and that's I remember seeing that video and I was like, that's awesome.
Thank you.
It had to be done, man. It had to be done. I'm surprised it took GI Joe collected them that long to do it. But anyway, this is not about that. This is about this. And I hope everyone scrolls down, goes to town, click that link, hit the Kickstarter, take a few ganders at the sample pages, see how you fare with the sample questions. It just seems like a great time. And as Paul said, good excuse for a drinking game.
Yeah, take back quiz nights.
Yeah, I'm looking at all the convention crowd when I say that. Like, imagine the bar con after the convention floor closes. Someone whips out the trivia book and it's like, all right, guys, we're going to go a couple of rounds. And the loser buys the beer.
And we all have TNA. Come on.
Exactly. All you dirty-minded people, it's not dirty. It's a clean book.
Oh, it's just completely clean, guys. Don't worry.
On the way out, Gary, anything you'd like to pimp? I know you've got a podcast.
Yep. You can find me where it's kind of a forced sabbatical right now because I'm working on this book, but you can find episodes of the Chaplain's Assistant's Motor Pod wherever you find your podcasts, also on YouTube. And I will be back. I have reviews lined up to do. But I'm working with Josh on this book to fulfill this Kickstarter, to get it out into people's hands. So when this Kickstarter closes, it is going out rather quickly. As a Kickstarter backer myself, I appreciate when the Kickstarter people, deliver their product, efficiently. Mm-hmm. So I want to maintain that level of support that After Action Report has given in the past, and we keep doing that in the future. So Chaplain's Assistant Motor Pod on YouTube and wherever you find your podcasts.
It's one of my favorite ways of digesting any kind of new vehicle review is to hear it out of your mouth, Gary. You are comprehensive, man. And you bring a kind of a mechanical engineering eye to these fantastical toys, which makes them, it kind of sells them harder to know that a guy who has a closer scrutiny for the detail actually says, yeah, this shit's okay.
There you go.
I like
Attention
it.
to
Works.
detail, which he has applied to the
I'm
TNA.
the only guy that's ever defended the rat.
Yes. Oh my goodness. All right.
A cool car too.
And we are GI Joburg, and thank you for joining us. And a regular episode will be following shortly, hot on the heels of this. I do want to debrief these boys on mic about the week that was. We laughed, we played, we cried.
Look forward to it.
A lot of GI Joe.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah,
alrighty. Goodbye.
Yo, Joe.
Yo, Joe. Berg.